Welcome back, everybody, to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. Dan, I got a little tip for you for this. I don't know, episode number 3 or 23 or 30, 103. I don't know what episode it is. Sit back, pour yourself a drink. Dan's going to do the next 5 minutes of show topless.
Does that mean I chipped in or I got an ace or what?
I don't know. Just take a shot and then we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, once again, the WM Phoenix Open. I guess they don't want to call it waste management because it's kind of sounds trashy. Maybe
it's a trashy event. It's a trashy event.
I do hear it's the greenest event on grass, but I don't know how many people I didn't hear say, well, pretty much all of them, even when the word waste came out of their mouth, they never followed it up by management. And they immediately corrected themselves and said the WM Phoenix Open Championship. So I guess waste management, I don't know. They probably hired a consultant or a consulting firm. It's probably on somebody's shirt, somebody's hat, somebody's bag. And they probably said, hey, listen, PGA Tour, Charlie Hoffman told you already, if you don't get your shit together, we're not going to have a tour here any longer. So quit calling it waste management. Start calling it the WM Phoenix Open. That way we can kind of build, we can get the crowd base built back up, which for what it's worth, what a fun event, man. That they know how to do it right at TPC Scottsdale. And congratulations. He's a breakthrough moment for Scottie Scheffler, his first career tour victory. So congratulations to him. I don't know. Are the floodgates opening? Is this something that did we just need Scottie to take down the killer himself, Patrick Cantlay, in a playoff to get to where he needs to be in the professional golf ranks? I don't know. What do you think?
I didn't see him coming from behind to win, he was kind of lingering there or whatnot. He didn't have a good opening couple of days, or didn't have a good opening. Yeah. So,
well, I don't know. He had a decent opening day. He shoots a 68. Friday was a 71, follows it up with a 62. Maybe the lowest round of the tournament. But yeah, that 62 on Saturday definitely put the trophy in his sights.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's great that he finally won. Everybody kept saying that this guy's the one guy, one of the guys out there who hasn't won yet that deserves to win, is going to win a lot. He's going to have a great career, but he just hasn't kicked it off, hasn't started. It was good to see it happen. I when he went to a play with Patty Ice, I was like, oh boy, here we go again.
I can't lie. I did start flipping over. As exciting as it was, I thought the narrative had already been written. I thought the ending was kind of already in front of us, like that cheap horror movie that it's like, no, don't get out of the car. Don't get out. It's like, oh, okay, well, we know how this is going to play out. And he holds off, right? I mean, 3 strikes and Scottie Scheffler defeats Patrick Cantlay in a playoff. So congrats to him. Again, great tournament. I thought it was a fun round on Sunday. I don't know the low round that came out of that, but Patrick Cantlay opens up with a 67, 66, 68, and a 67. So all subpar rounds, and I thought it was. I thought it was. Well, we'll talk about whose it was for the taking, who almost closed this thing out wire to wire. But yeah, I thought for sure it was going to be Cantlay's day, and he was going to put in a notch in the belt.
Yeah, well, the golf elitists out there, it's going to take Patrick Cantlay winning Player of the Year and his second FedEx Cup for them to say he deserves the first one. And it's true. That dude is freaking good. And so many people last year are like, oh, Rahm. It was Rahm. He was Rob. Rahm was Rob. Rahm was Rob. Rahm was Rob.
Okay. All right. So here, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off again. Actually, I do mean to cut you off because I'm actually.
You were one of them.
I'm actually watching you. I'm watching you record this show. And I'm if you'll start crying, if you'll work up some tears for me, you can put your shirt back on. Put your shirt back on. But if hey, no waterworks, keep it off, Dan. You're going topless for the rest of the show until you work up some tears for me, because holy shit, was Sunday. I mean, it's like, man, the waterworks were, I mean, between the Super Bowl and the gala and Scheffler, I mean, it was like, and I guess I don't know if I saw any tears. Like, you can't really see tears on Instagram when it's the written word. Yeah, I think if there would have been a video, I think we would have saw some tears out of Hoffman too, because boy, was he crying.
Oh, there you go. You brought it all together like a professional.
Hey, if it's anything that we are not on this show, it is professional. So I'll leave it at that. So let's start with the gala. By the way, didn't to mention X-Man sneaks in there with a T3 as well. So that guy is just he's lingering, man. I think Schauffele's the one that's kind of he's on the bubble, man. He's on the bubble for a win this calendar year. So we'll see where he winds up. But Sahith Theegala, I mean, man, talk about showing off. Gets in a sponsor's exemption, 66, 64. Shoots a 69, which kind of keeps him in there on Saturday. And yes, 1 under 70 on Sunday to not make it to the playoffs. So I almost had a tear worked up for him. I didn't quite get there. I hadn't had enough to drink, but at this time of the night, I was saving myself. So I at least made it to halftime during the Super Bowl, which I did, by the way. I know you might be surprised, but yeah, I don't know. So was this a breakout star performance by Sahith Theegala, or was this right time, right place, and he just had the juices flowing?
No, he's got the pedigree. He's 100% going to be a star on the tour. He reminds me a lot of people say that he reminds them a little bit of a Scheffler with the feet moving and all that. He kind of reminds me of a Tony Finau, like he's big and tall, right? Really lanky and tall like that. But I guess the swing is more a different way. But no, he's definitely got it, man, and he's going to be around. So it was great to see. Let me stay on him first, and then I want to pivot real quick, but. First off,
don't pivot too fast. I've been drinking. I don't want to lose you.
Oh boy. I mean, it's hard to go out there and compete with these guys. He was starstruck on Saturday or Sunday when he's like, "Oh my God, I'm playing with Schauffele and with Brooks Kepka,
defending champion, 2-time winner Brooks Kepka,
otherwise known as Bruce Cupcake." But yeah, he was starstruck, and then he's like, I got to compete with these guys. Here's my idols, and all that. So yeah, I mean, in the emotions, we've seen the emotions on the PGA Tour. A lot of people have been saying on Twitter over the last day or so. So it's so great to see that compared to Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson and their money bags and everything else. We've seen the waterworks on the PGA Tour before. Jordan's done it. I mean, a lot of guys have done it out there. It gets really emotional. People do it in tennis all the time. And he's just another one of those guys that's just got the passion, and I see him as a rising star for sure. And I'm not going to do the joke that is 100% just right there in front of you with the Theegala.
But before we get there, I agree that it's emotional. I've seen, and not just the PGA Tour. I'm talking golf in general. I mean, I've seen you on the golf course before.
I cry a lot.
I've seen you on the golf course, and those aren't tears of joy either. So it is definitely tears of defeat. So I know exactly what that man was going through in those trying moments, because I've definitely had to get you a little hydration in moments of need on the golf course.
I did notice real quick. I did notice he was wearing the Korn Ferry logo on his shirt, which I assume he's being paid to do. Who's the first player that's going to wear a Saudi logo on their shirt? On
the PGA Tour?
Yeah.
I don't know that that's allowed. I don't.
I mean, you tell me they can't advertise anything. I mean, who was it? Who was Major League Baseball on his shirt?
Hold on, Charlie. What's the? Charlie, he'll give us a lowdown. I don't know.
That's a good point. Do they have to be approved by the tour, the logo, so they can wear?
Well, obviously it wasn't the Korn Ferry Tour shirt. It was Korn Ferry, the company, right? That's like, what are they?
I don't know.
They're a crypto. Yeah. It was Korn Ferry, the company. Well, at least as I saw it,
That's not quite as good as it used to be.
Not true. Not true. So that's the way I took it, that it was Korn Ferry, the company, which, by the way, I think that, well, yeah, because that was the first time I've seen a Korn Ferry advertisement on TV that I can recall. And they actually did have a Korn Ferry, but I'm wondering if that has to do with some of the other, contractual language that's in the advertising space that doesn't allow maybe some crossover for, not saying that the Korn Ferry can't advertise. I'm just saying, is CPMG or some of those other, financial institutions, was it struck out? I don't know what to, maybe the tour will send us over their contracts, or CBS or NBC, whoever, Golf Channel. I'd pick one. Maybe they'll send us over. We can take a peruse through if we need some light reading.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. Be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And are there going to be more people coming on board? Right. So,
yeah. That was a fun tournament. Way to kick it off, man. What a great field. And then we got a better field this week, man.
We got a great field this week. But before we get to that, we get there, so I want to talk about number 16.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to go there. Cause we have opinions. We are golf elitists here. We do not like the shenanigans.
On that note, I believe I'll refresh. Speaking of shenanigans, by the way, I'm sipping on Old Fourth Ward's Bottle and Bond. This is I think you can only get this in Georgia, by the way, I believe, but it is widely distributed. This is Corners Fine Wine and Spirits. They're up in like the Duluth area ish. They've been doing a great job with their picks. I'm loyal fan of my friend's bottle shop. But every now and then when I'm driving by, heading to the golf course, I make a stop just to see what everybody else has gotten. Yeah, this Bottle and Bond by Old Fourth Ward is absolutely fantastic. I forget how much it cost. Maybe it was like, I don't know, 70 or $80. Might've been a little more, under 100 for sure. But bottle 155, barrel number 7. So keep up the good work, Corners. Good stuff. Or good pick, I should say. Yeah. Okay, number 16.
When's this? Is that the par 5?
Well, before that.
Oh, okay.
The one before that. So there's a few things that kind of throw me off a little bit. So number one, and I get it, the WM, it's all about the recycling. And I don't know if you ever been to the tournament. You ever been to that one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So it's a great tournament. It's a fantastic golf course.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Were you on 16? Were you on the par 5 16?
We're going
deeper. and I get it, but they were talking about how, which to me, I mean, kind of sounded dumb, but I mean, they were, by the way, I think this coming weekend will be one of our last CBS broadcasts for a while. I believe.
Oh, really?
I think they're falling back into the kind of the basketball world. I think we're going to have to see a shift in some things. Anyway, back to number 16. So they were talking about how it took them, I don't know, 4 or 5 months to build, and in everything that they build, it's going to get recycled. Now they said recycled, they didn't say upcycled. So I don't know if that literally means, I mean, are they going to take the metal and burn it down and scrap it, or are they going to take it and turn it into something, upcycle it and put it to better use somewhere else? I don't know. I don't care. Hey, I'm all about, fan of the environment. I love it. It helps us to talk about what we're talking about today, which is golf and liquor. But I don't understand why you would take 4 or 5 months out of the year to rebuild something that you're just going to tear down and rebuild again. And as an amateur that might have an opportunity to play out there at some point in time, hopefully I'm speaking for others.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to play it. I mean, even though there's not going to be people there, I think I'd like to play it with the atmosphere. I think I'd like I'd like everything to be there. I don't know why they don't build that into more of a permanent structure. Maybe you don't leave everything. Maybe you take part of it down. And I know it kind of goes against the fundamental rules of golf and, being open to nature and all that. But I mean, shit, it's what's the difference in being at a tree line course in North Carolina where you got shit around you anyway? I mean, look at Augusta at number 12, right? Where you've got, I mean, you can't see anything except for the green, right? I mean, you got the azaleas, you got all that, but it's not like you're peering out across the vast land of of Scottsdale across the desert, and you're seeing everything that's, you know, vast and beyond. I mean, I don't know. I think that's I don't think that's a really good move, that they tear it down and build it back. And I think more importantly, I think for the us's, right, for the we's that could show up and play it in that, without the fans, but in a tournament-esque ambiance that's there. I mean, I think there's something to be said for that. I think that's a feel good thing. So, and maybe it's well, if we do that, then what else, what do we do next? And where does it go? And when do you stop and all that? We want to break it back down, but it's got to be a lot of wear and tear on the course, all that building and the construction. Also, I could see a lot of positives as to why you would leave it up, including from someone, you know, just showing up for a, you know, Tuesday round out there. But again, if they're recycling it, whatever, they got to build it anyway. I guess they're sticking with the theme of the, you know, waste management, you know, kind of what they do, right, and helping to be a greener place. So
I don't understand why they tear it down if it takes, you know, like between 4 and 6 months to build it. I'm with you. Leave it up. I think it's become part of the tournament, part of the course, and 100%. Unless the course doesn't want it there, which I don't. Yeah, because the tournament doesn't own the course, right? So.
No, I know, and there's probably some maintenance that comes along.
Get that crap off here.
I know, right? There's probably some maintenance that comes along with having it there as a permanent, you know, a stationary, a fixed item on the golf course. So I'm sure, you know, we don't know the financials and we don't know all the details behind it, but it just seems to me like it's a big waste of time. At least leave it up for a couple, 2 or 3 years, and then redo it. Think about what you could do with that money and put it back into the community versus tearing down and going. Okay, we're not done with 16 yet. We are not done with 16. So I know where you're going. I do not have any replays of Adam Scott playing it. I'm sorry. I don't have any replays. Well, and he got booed. He did get booed. He did get booed. Yeah, he missed the green. I think he bogeyed on Sunday, so he didn't get any positive action. But I'm like, out of all the people that could have taken their shirt off,
I know. That's what
out of all the people that could have taken their shirt off, it's like, Adam, what? I mean, you could have taken your shirt off out of frustration that you made a fucking bogey.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have, you wouldn't have been celebrating necessarily, but it could have been, you took your shirt off in disgust for bogeying 16 in front of all those people.
Help out the tour, Adam. Grow the game.
So 2 things, and I'll let you take off. We'll talk about both of them. So one, let's talk about the disclaimer that the PGA is now going to have to post before every tournament on brief nudity. And number 2, let's talk about Charlie Hoffman wants to bitch about rules. Let's talk about safety of the players. How safe is it when you've got, I don't know how many people that thing holds. Let's call it 10,000 for shits and giggles. Right?
At least, yeah.
And I think it's like 20, but let's call it 10, just for argument's sake. 10,000 drunk people chucking full cans, half full, chucking cans of beers at you while you're playing in a professional golf tournament for millions of dollars. I feel like there were so many rule violations that were broken. I mean, go to another event and chuck a beer can at a golfer and see what happens. I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I'm not saying it wasn't cute. And I'm not saying that those people didn't. I mean, they were probably like us. They were so damn drunk, they didn't know if they had a good time or not. It's like I think I was there, but I don't really know. After I blacked out, like at 8:05, I don't really know what happened after that, other than I woke up with puke on my shirt. So
that explains that switch.
Exactly. That's why it's this color. Beer cans getting chucked, or the what's the movie? What's the McConaughey movie where he's the dancer and
Magic
not
Mike.
Chippendales, but Magic Mike. Yeah. Was it the magic? Was it the big magic moment that got you, or is it the beer can chucking that got you?
Well, on the other hand, to quote the movie this podcast and show has been founded on, you're paid to play.
Yeah. And if somebody wants to go and respond, leave a comment about what movie that is from, and I'll send you something. I'll send you some samples or balls or a sweatshirt. I'll send you something branded that we've got. If you want to leave your handle on Instagram or Twitter or wherever you're at. You can leave it on Instagram if you want to. Birdies_bourbon, and I'll get something back to you. DM us however you can get it to us. We'll get something over your way.
I mean, so it, people, it was really a lot of controversy online. If, is it good for the game? Is it bad for the game? Is it too much? Is it, over the thing? Is it classy? Is it needed? And hey, it's a tournament that the WM's been doing for a while. Am I a little concerned? Maybe it's continuing to elevate its status and get more aggressive. Maybe they're not throwing octopuses out there. That's a good thing.
Well, it's early.
Like hockey does, right? So there's that. No,
but I'm just
octopus next year.
Where do you get an octopus at, Dan?
I don't know in Phoenix. I don't know.
How do I keep it alive until it's time to throw it?
But I think it is good for the game, and that it does. Each one of these events is there to showcase something, and we've talked to plenty of the tournament directors about how much they give back to the communities and everything. And I think that WM is doing a good job in terms of what they're trying to represent, the rowdiness of the crowd and everything. It's just appealing to a different audience that the Masters is not going to appeal to.
Yeah. Do that shit at the Masters, and you'll never step foot back in that place again. I mean, you can take a cell phone in and it rings, and you're already on the list. You go do something like that. So I get it. And again, I don't give a shit. So whatever, whatever. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, I think that the awkwardness of it. Oh, and notice I said awkward, not inappropriate. I think that in the mindset that people are in when they're doing something like that, I think that's the part to where you're allowing. Can I be frank the rest of the show? Can I be frank?
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget. Don't call me Cal. No, but I think that you're allowing a bunch of drunk people to make a judgment call. And I think that's where I think the gray area, and it's going to be fine until somebody chucks a full beer can down there and, but pop somebody in the head with it. And now you got, I'm leading the tournament, and somebody hit me in the head with a beer can that was full. And when they asked me why, it's going to, hypothetical, by the way. But when they asked me why I threw the full beer can, I'm like, oh, well, because if I threw it open, it's going to spill. He doesn't know what I put in it. So I'm throwing a full one down there so he can pick it up and drink it. It's like, well, he may not pick it up and drink it. I'm like, well, I mean, did you see those guys at the Ryder Cup?
That's what I was thinking.
They were drinking beer. And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying there's a very thin line as to what I'm allowed and not allowed to do. And as it pertains to what happened Sunday at the, what should we call it? It's a thin line, man. I think you have to be very clear on what it is.
I'm with you. I think that they probably do need to do some safety precautions, and maybe net it off to where the cans can't actually come onto the green. I don't think it's kind of cool. It's not cool that they come onto the green, You don't see at the Ryder Cup, you don't see them throwing the stuff at the players and stuff like that, right? We don't even see that at NASCAR, right?
Yeah, no, your ass is out of there. I think throwing stuff on the field, while it looked cool and everybody was having a good time and it was all fun and games. It's all fun and games until somebody gets their feelings or themselves hurt. Yeah. And then you've got an issue. And I think that's, again, and I'm never the voice of reason. I just think that's one that there's too many, you open up too many occurrences, because what's to stop me next time from chucking a glass bottle of liquor? Because they damn sure got liquors in those suites up there.
Yeah. I don't know they have glass, but yeah.
Well, absolutely they do.
No, they got special bottles and stuff. Usually that stuff at these tournaments is all in plastic.
They do not. No, they do not.
You're talking about the actual bottle that the people are pouring it out of?
And yes, I'll agree that there's bartenders in there that are actually pouring the liquor for people for the most part. But I mean, what's stopping somebody from reaching over and grabbing a bottle of a bourbon and like, hey, fuck this, I'm up in the game, man. I don't drink beer. I drink bourbon.
That is off limits. You do not throw bourbon.
Well, unless you're throwing it back.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm just saying, it's like
vodka all day long.
Well, okay. So what's stopping somebody from throwing a bottle of Tito's at her? What is he?
Please do.
Right, I know. Right? Yeah. Make sure it all spills before it gets there. But I'm just saying, what's stopping somebody from chucking a bottle of I don't even know what he drinks. I'm not a big.
I'm with you. I think that as fun as it is, it needs to have some safety precautions, some rounded corners on it. Yeah.
Rounded corners.
There you go.
Guardrails is
guardrails.
So I'll get off of that harp. That was long.
No, but you're right though. I mean, it looks fun until somebody gets hurt. I think they need to rein it. And I will say the other thing that, like last year with Phil at the PGA, that got a little dangerous as well. Like,
right, with them all huddled up around him. I mean, Kepka said like people were knocking me down, and it's like that's. And that's one of the fun. So here's where it potentially goes, right? I mean, it's not there yet. And I don't know that they'll ever get there. But again, alcohol flows pretty freely. There is no NFL rule, right? I mean, now you go to a football game and you're cut off at the end of the third quarter, and you ain't drinking during the fourth quarter. You're cut off. No more booze, right? Because incident. Maybe it's a baseball game. There've been some horrific incidents where people have hurt themselves because they couldn't manage themselves accordingly. And, and that's not, and I take that back. I think they do shut off the booze at a certain hour at the golf tournaments. I think I remember we were at Quail Hollow, and I believe they did cut it off at a certain time during the day. Nevertheless, it's, if you're allowing people to self-govern, well, that's an issue, because people can't govern themselves. I mean, it's like me falling out of my fucking chair.
Just listen to this show.
Exactly right. I mean, it is. It's like, hey, I'm totally fine with falling out of my chair. I am governing myself. If I fall down, it'll be fine. But when you're there, it's a public event, and the lawyers get involved. I mean, there's lots of things that could happen, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of what happened, because I don't really recall this happening in the past. Maybe it has. I don't recall it to this degree. I've definitely never seen. I mean, I've seen. Well, so let me ask you this one. So Harry Higgs flashing the crowd, Joel Damon taking his shirt off and twisting around his head like a helicopter, or was it Billy Horschel that took his pants off and got it? And I think it was a guy from Sweden. I can't remember the guy's name, but he took his pants off and he hit took his shoes, socks,
in the water.
Yeah, but he had his underwear still on. But so I don't know. I mean, is that different exposure than? I mean, and this is coming from a tournament, by the way. This is coming from an outfit, no pun intended, that you can't wear shorts during a professional round.
Well, I'm going to regret this, but for a minute there, I thought maybe it was the new Adidas sports bra ad. Hold on. Do you see all those pings coming in? We just got kicked. Kurt, we're gonna need you, bud. We need an attorney immediately. We're gonna need an attorney. All right, but that by the way did come up. This weekend in Atlanta was absolutely fantastic. Got two rounds of golf in. Weather hit almost 70. So and that actually the attorney friend that I played with, he actually brought that up, and I'll save the comments for some in-person chit chat about what was going on there. But hey, fun event, good event, great Scottie Scheffler, Cantlay, man, that guy is insane. It's insane.
But he's insane until Scottie gets a hold of him, and Scottie just taught him a little lesson there, man. He outlasted him. Yeah, I mean, but I do think they got to switch the thing up a little bit. I mean, 18 on repeat is a little. I think it's number one, as a fan, as a viewer, I think it's boring. Number two, I think I already as I don't want to call myself a professional golf viewer. I think I watch a lot of golf, and I try to read a little bit into it so we can have a somewhat educated conversation in this. And I think with those guys hitting as many balls as they do, they've already been there, pre-gamed the course. They've got a roadmap laid out where they're going to go. I think you got to mix that up, because again, I think there's a lot of okay, he missed the fairway. So now I'm just going to hit 3-wood or he hit it in the sand. Okay, I'm going to hit 3-wood and I'm just going to lay up all I need to make par now because he's put himself in jeopardy. Hit it in the water. Okay, well, now I can lay back. I'm going to hit long iron. I can actually make bogey here and I'm still probably going to win the tournament. So I think there's some things that probably could be adjusted there. But again, I mean, they're running that tournament, not to say that they're running it loose, and the Thunderbirds do a fantastic job out there in what they're doing and great cause, great things that they're doing for the community. I just see it's kind of like Dan walking up Grant Street drunk one night. I mean, the shirt could come off. You never know. Never
know. Good stuff. All right, now we're going to take it up a notch, right? We're going over to the LA Open.
I don't know. Are we ready to go there yet?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Hoffman a little more.
Okay, talk about Hoffman.
I want to talk about Hoffman. So this is a guy that's he's on the Players Directors Committee, right? Or whatever they call it, the Players Advisory Board. So this is actually a person that was elected by the players to speak out for the tournament, or for the players, not for the tournament, but for the players that play on the tournament, that fund, and that's the draw for the PGA Tour. I thought he handled that very unprofessionally in the sense in the sense of what he does and how he did it in making in the post and the way that it happened. I didn't write down who it was, but somebody responded back. Who was it? Blaine, maybe, that responded back and said, hey, don't hit it in the water and you don't have to worry about that. You're a professional. Ooh. So that's a good burn, I think, and a true statement. I think that number one, obviously, I mean, not even to play on tour, just to be a PGA professional at a golf course and you've never played on tour, you still got to take a test. There's a test you got to pass. There's rules you got to know. And it's like for him to say, well, I thought they changed the rule.
That's what kept me off the tour.
And they did. Yeah, well, it's that thing called a reading. If you stare at the letters long enough, eventually they'll turn into a word. But I think that it's like, well, you can't. It would be like a caddy saying, you probably ought to hit 5. You're like, I think I ought to hit 6. You better hit 5. You ought to hit 6. And I'm like, okay, I'll hit the 5. And then I blow it over the green on 17 into the water. And I'm like, damn it, I knew it was a 6 iron. And it's like, well, you got to know your yardages. And I think the same is said, that you got to know the rules, man. How are you on the player advisory? And it's not really a dig. I'm just making a statement that if you're on the player advisory board, how are you out there contesting a rule that's not a rule? No, I'm sorry, a rule. You're contesting a rule that you thought had been changed that hadn't been changed.
And we know what kept Cal at the tour. No, you're 100% right. I mean, it's definitely strange because he's on the council. The other thing too is it didn't look good. He was touting that Saudi tour thing, and then Phil and Bryson are egging him on, and he's doing this at a tournament where he's the ambassador for WM.
He is the brand ambassador for the Waste Management. And it's like, dude, like that. I mean, there were so many things that went on, and then he's like, hey, I didn't do this for the PIP exposure. Didn't do it, whatever. Well, let me tell you what Phil did. Phil absolutely said, I support you for the PIP exposure, number 1. And he did it for more Saudi invitational money, number 2. Mm-hmm. Bryson DeChambeau, 100%. That dude said, they offered me 135 million. I'm tagging on anywhere. It's probably in the contract. Anywhere, anything, anywhere, mm-hmm. anywhere on social media where you see the Saudi league reference, you must respond. And he's probably got it set up so in his little cachet that ding, he's like, oh, got to get a response out there. So it is what it is. I don't think that. I don't know that it carries. We're talking about it, so I guess it carries some water. I don't know. I don't think it carries water long term. I think it's all short term money, and this is roulette to me. I mean, it's red or black, and you drop it down and see how it goes. But I mean, I thought there was a lot of, not that we're classy, but I thought there was a lot of unclassiness don't think that's a word, but I'm going to use it to kind of how he went about that. And he made the cut anyway. And it wasn't like he was going to win the tournament. So I don't know. I think it was WM, probably their PR person probably pinged him and said, hey, here's what I got for you. Just post it. He probably didn't even say it. He just said, wait a minute. Set 7 more figures and it's going right up. Because he crawled back and apologized to Monahan and said, you know, and I don't know if it was apology, but it's kind of an apology. So anyway.
Yeah. Interesting. You don't see that from Charlie very often. So yeah.
Oh, you didn't answer. Higgs or Damon? You going Higgs or Damon? Higgs or Damon?
What was the question? Did I miss one?
Higgs or Damon? Higgs or Damon?
I'm gonna take a pass.
Not very inclusive, Dan. You're not being very inclusive. Yeah, I mean, if you were, you could have said both. I don't discriminate.
Yeah, I don't discriminate.
Yeah. Just saying. All right. What else? Did you get any golf in? It was nice up your way. You've been up snow and all that stuff. Did you get any golf in over the weekend?
No, we went down to the Wrightsville Beach on Saturday with the dog. We did that. What'd you do?
I played golf and drank a lot. I'm trying to get my liver pickled. I thought, you know, and I think I'm close. But I'm trying to get it to that point to where it's kind of that, you know, it's so the beach, you know how you find that piece of wood that's it's like petrified, but it's still floating, and it's like, damn, I wonder how long that thing's been in the ocean, and it's still a good piece of wood. That's what I'm trying to get my liver into.
Oh, nice.
I think I've got a head start. I think I've got a good start. I got a good start.
I think so too.
Let's see. Okay, I don't know. You ready to go to the land of lights?
I am.
So by the way, what were you driving this week? What'd you drive? Did you drive one of the safest vehicles known to man out there to Wrightsville Beach?
I did not drive a Genesis, no.
Right. Well, I was just wondering because I hear they're pretty. I mean, the things a man will do to get a little PIP money, huh? Exactly. Just saying. And I watched a couple of interviews. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. So yes, we're heading to the LA Open, ladies and gentlemen, for what was formerly known as the LA Open. We're heading to the Genesis Invitational 2022. Can we call this Tiger Woods event now? I guess it's his event, right?
Yeah, it's his event.
It is. He was talking about how, you know, the champions dinner and you know, sitting beside some of the folks there. And what, no.
No, I was just looking at this. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, Patrick Cantlay is like, I can't get no respect. I mean, he beats Jon Rahm all the time and he can't get the pricing, man. God.
Don't go there yet. Hold on.
I was just shaking my head.
So the Genesis Invitational at Riviera Country Club. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to this. I think we said it last week when we were talking about the Waste Management Phoenix WM Phoenix Open. I think I'm always going to give it like a full on name now. I'm going to call it the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Oh, say it anyway. We get a C.
Yeah.
All right, so here's where we are. I think this course is not gonna. I think it's gonna play a little similar to what we just experienced at TPC Scottsdale. Somewhat. The biggest thing we're gonna see is all the elevation change, and there's a lot of it. So Riviera Country Club, par 71, 7,300 plus yards. And when I say plus, it is due to the elevation change that happens. And there's plenty of elevation change that's going to go on. This is an invitational. I guess Tiger Woods sends out the invites himself. So guess who doesn't turn it down?
Most everybody.
Actually, let me reframe that. Guess who does turn it down if he got an invitation?
Who?
Oh, Brycey.
Oh, he did turn it down. Yeah.
Well, he made a statement. And he said he hates to something to the effect of, paraphrasing again, we're not professionals here. He said he's apologetic, or he hates that he's going to be missing this fantastic golf tournament at one of his favorite golf courses. He is a California guy, and I'm imagining he did get an invitation from Tiger Woods. There will only be 120 players in competition this week. We're going to take the 65 best in ties. We're going to be putting on Poa greens, or as Dan likes to call it, Kakoya.
That's right.
And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So some of the previous winners last year, and back to Max Homa, Adam Scott, JB Holmes, Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Bubba Watson again, James Hahn, and can I say it a third time, who Dan hit a lick on this week, Bubba Watson, 3 times since 2014. So here's the one thing I would say about Riviera: when either you're making your bets or you're setting up your DraftKings picks, there's 2 key ingredients, I think, to a lot of the champions at the Genesis, the LA Open, or Riviera. It's left-handed golfers tend to fare very well there. And three, maybe?
Three.
Am I getting it wrong? 3? I think there are 3. No. It's not 3. I've totally gotten that wrong. But left-handed golfers and Masters champions. Left-handed golfers and Masters champions always tend to fare well here at Riviera. And when I'm kind of digging through that, multiple left-handed winners: Phil Mickelson, Mike Weir. We'll talk about another one in a minute, but Tiger Woods, Adam Scott, Bubba Watson. So I think there's something to be said for left-handers and Masters champs at Riviera. Yeah, I've killed that enough. So let's I don't know what else to say, man. It's going to be a fun tournament. 10 of the top 10 players in the world are going to be here. I think 10 of the top 20 players in the world are going to be here. It could be I think it's a bigger number than that. Nevertheless, I mean, this is kind of, I mean, last week was a star-studded event, if you will. This one even more so. I think the only guy we're really missing is that, I mean, that you would look at the leaderboard and say, I mean, Tiger's there, obviously. We're only going to see him on how long do you think he's going to spend in the booth on Saturday?
30 minutes, maybe.
Ooh, you want to go? I'm going to say 45. You want to take an over and under bet on 45 minutes?
I'll go under. Yeah.
Ooh, I'll take that. And I'll let you know the bottle.
So Tiger, Bryson, and Berger not there.
Berger's not there. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But all the top 10s in the world are there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were saying some of the best players in the world.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, no, I think it's going to be a fun event. I think again, I mean, I think Riviera really pulled a number off there, and getting Tiger to host the event. And what do you think? What do you think that sets him back? What do you think it sets him back? Do you think he's a stakeholder in Riviera Country Club? I don't mean as a member. I'm saying
probably get some free access to cars.
Ooh. Where I'm from,
get that lawyer called up again.
Where I'm from in East Tennessee, they used to call that the demolition derby.
Oh,
just saying. Just saying. Okay.
No, he probably gets a stake in the tournament or something. I don't know. So maybe they give him charity money for his charities or something. I don't know. You know, it could, like, some of the proceeds could go to the Tiger Woods Foundation or something like that for charities. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Probably all the proceeds. Proceeds. Maybe when we get that contract, we'll find out. Okay, let's go, man. So here we are at. Wait a minute. I'm looking at 2022. Let's head over to our friends at fantasynational.com. That's where we get all of our information. And yes, I did cash last weekend. And I think that for one reason that we're probably going to see more 6 of 6 lineups this week is because we're down to 120 players versus 165 typically. So, and we've got a pretty small field in where we sit, not a small field, but I think the collection of golfers that could rise to the top of this golf tournament. I think we're going to see them here. So here we go. Let's start at the 10th.
Our lineup last week did real good.
I'm telling you, man, it did better than some I did on my own. I can tell you that. So in the $10,000 and better range, we could call them elite golfers, even though there are only 5 golfers at 10,000 and better. And there are a lot of other elite golfers in the field. Dustin Johnson, who we haven't seen in quite a while, Colin Morikawa, JT, Patrick Cantlay, and what'd you call him? The goldfish himself, who is $300 higher. He's
the golden goldfish. The golden goldfish.
He is ranked $300 higher than the person sitting at $11,000, who is ranked number 1 in the model, Patrick Cantlay. Jon Rahm, I don't know where you go. I mean, I feel like, Jon Rahm, Phoenix Open, T10, Farmers, T3, Amex, T14, T2. I mean, he's got to be there. However, he did get beat in the putting contest this week, once again at the Waste Management Open.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Cantlay cannot get any respect. The guy's been on fire, but they've both been on fire. But maybe they should both be like $11,000.
Patrick Cantlay, Phoenix Open 2, in a playoff, mind you, Pebble Beach T4, Amex 9, Century 4. I mean, those numbers, if you average them out, hands down, how many FedEx championships has Jon Rahm won? FedEx Cup championships?
I don't think he's won any. Nope.
If you average out their last 5 starts, who's well ahead?
Cantlay.
I mean, I get it that Jon Rahm is still ranked number 1 in the world, but are they starting to is the number 1 ranking in the world starting to lose some credibility? Look at Cantlay's numbers. You're looking at past. So we're on Fantasy rounds. FantasyNational.com. Past 24 rounds. Looking at the numbers. Patrick Cantlay, strokes gained total, number 1. Jon Rahm 3. Off the tee. Okay, Jon Rahm 1. Cantlay 6. Approach, Cantlay 49. Approach 15. Jon Rahm. Around the green, I think it says 54, and Cantlay's 25. I don't know. You give me strokes gained total number 1. You give me strokes gained putting number 1. I don't know if we're giving it a fair assessment or not. We may need to go back and we're not going to do it on this show, but I think a fair assessment would be to go back and dig through. Was it any particular course and anything that's happening? I'm just saying, if I'm looking at a guy that's bitching about a putting contest, that's lost, that hasn't won tournaments based on somebody else winning the putting contest. I don't know how this fares, Dan, so now that we're going to be putting on POA, is it going to favor Jon Rahm in that everybody's going to get an unfair, untrue line to the hole? Or is it going to go the other way, that the man that is ranked first in strokes gained putting, I mean, and maybe I'm blowing it up, right? I mean, it's like 2.5 strokes gained separates first from 13th.
Yeah.
So maybe it's out of question, but it would have been out of question. And we've already, what do we have? 2 or 3 playoffs already this year. So, I mean, I don't know, that 1 or 2, that 2.5 strokes seems pretty fucking important to me.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with these guys. So those 2 guys there, I think, pick one, right? They're both so good. You can't go wrong either way. Surprisingly, Dustin Johnson, $10,000, 200. It's a little surprising to me.
I see 10-4, but yes.
10-2, 10,200 for Dustin Johnson.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Morikawa. 10,200. Well, we haven't seen him since the Farmers, T25. He's actually got as far as recent results go, he probably sits at the back of the pack, which is probably why he's at the bottom of the elite range.
Well, I'm just saying, should he be 10,000, or should Viktor Hovland be in this range?
Didn't Viktor Hovland just miss the cut?
Yeah, he just missed a cut. Like the first one he's missed in how long? And
since the
and how many tours has he just won? Like how many tournaments has he just won? Like in the EU and everything, Yeah, the guy's been on fire. I think he deserves to be in the $10,000 range.
Well, we'll let you talk to the Moose about this because I feel like you got a little weight around here, and I feel like it's something that that needs to be addressed. We'll get the Moose on, and we'll address this.
I'm just here to protect the people that are going to be placing some bets in Fantasy National or DraftKings.
Well, okay, so let's stay in the 10,000 because I got a lot to talk about, and I know you got to go dip those strawberries. Being it's Valentine's Day.
That's right. That's right.
Where are you going? Where are you heading in the $10,000 and better?
Dustin Johnson. I'm just kidding. I'm starting with Cantlay, man. That guy's floor, the floor is just ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, he has got to be steaming. He's got to be steaming. So Patrick Cantlay at the Genesis, Tiger Woods Invitational Golf Tournament. When are they going to change it from the Genesis to the Tiger Woods Invitational Golf Tournament? That's the next question. But Patrick Cantlay, T15, T17, T15, T4. We just told you what he did in recent results. I don't know how you can go wrong there. And that guy is a killer. I don't see him really get hot under the collar. I don't see him blowing up like you see Rahm and some of these scenarios and firing off stuff. I can't argue with you other than I go to DJ and I see T8, T10, T9, T16 and a win in 17. I think I'm going to roll, which I say I'm rolling the dice. I mean, everybody up here is heavy chalk. Everybody's heavy chalk up here. And I don't know. I mean, you got to go somewhere. I literally, I mean, if there was a 5-sided coin, I'd probably flip it. And I'd probably go there. Oddly enough, Colin Morikawa he's the low man on the poll up
That's
here.
where I was going to go. Is like, why is he at 11.5 in terms of projected ownership? He's
I don't know,
second cheapest person in this range, and the guy's a killer. Look at his T5, T7, 2. I mean, these are great starts as well.
And I think he will navigate this course just fine. In fact, oh no, I don't know why I've lost him. Does he pull out? Is he here?
Well,
he's never played here before. That's why. That's what he should. That's weird. I'm looking.
Let me take a look.
I got to refresh. I'm looking at a different. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a bad screen. Not true.
He was T43 last year and T26 the year before.
Yeah. So I mean, if I'm leaning somewhere. I think I'm going DJ and Cantlay. I mean, that's probably, and so is everybody else. Don't get me wrong. But I think those are probably two good places to start. I don't know if I'll put them in the same lineup or if I'll direct elsewhere because you got a lot of good people in the $9,000 range. So
yeah, I'd agree. Yep. 100%. Okay.
Am I fading? I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, you got Justin Thomas missed the cut here, 21 and 22, but then you got a second T9, T39, and recent form on JT is
a T8 at the Phoenix, T20 at Farmers, T5 at Century, 3rd at Mayakoba.
Yeah, so
pretty damn good.
Yeah, nothing to argue about there. All right, so where are you going? Who you starting with, and what direction you heading in 10,000 and better? I know we got a lot of stuff to cover.
I like Cantlay. I think he's a killer. And I'm with you. I'd probably say, I mean, just based off of history, just DJ.
Yeah.
I was picking on him for being above 10,000. We haven't seen much of him, and his history is great here. But I mean, just there's some guys that are really hot right now. I thought probably could have been in this $10,000 range.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah. All right. 9,000 and better. Give me a couple of plays. Well, yeah, give me a couple of plays and who's the fade?
Look at Hovland. Like, he missed the cut last week, like you said. First cut he's missed in a long time. He was coming back from over the in Saudi, right? When they play Saudi the week before?
Mm-hmm.
Either that or DP Tour, which one it was.
I think it was the Saudi Invitational, yeah.
Okay. T30 at Century, one Mayakoba, T18, CJ Cup, T44 at Shriners. Approach, he's 7th in this field, last 24 rounds, 23rd off the tee, 28th in shots gained total. I like him here. I I like Cam Smith here too. He's at 9,100, so you can save a little bit of a scratch there. Missed the cut at the Sony, first at the Century, RSM 4th, 15th at Houston, and T9 at the CJ Cup.
So I got a couple of questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Given in your unprofessional and biased opinion, I want to comment on a lot of people. I mean, I think that you could actually start in the $9,000 range and field 3 of those guys versus 2 of the guys in the 10,000 better, and you might fare better. Hideki, that I don't know, he still had a good showing last week, and obviously it went on tour, but so Xander is on the cusp. And I don't see Xander really melting down like some of these other guys are melting down. Rory McIlroy, we hadn't seen him in a minute, but you got a miscut last week. I'm sorry, miscut last year. T5, T4, and T20. And I don't know, 21, I mean, new kid, and a new addition to the family. And so I don't know what to take from that. I don't know where that's at. But to me, the lower tier of the $9,000 range. So 2 people that I want to talk about specifically, you already talked about the others. Did you see what Tom Hoagy did last week?
He was up there again.
After the win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Hoagy, by the way, hopefully
he's not $9,000, is he?
No. I'm just using as a point of reference, I'm talking about in recent form. I dropped it, but I do want to talk about recent results just for a second. And I know, let me make my case.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make it to Hoagy. So recent results for Hoagy. He is not $9,000, but recent results. T14 at the Phoenix, 1 Pebble, missed Farmers, 2nd at the Amex. So that's a guy that's had 3 out of his last 4 tournaments have been T14 or better. And he just showed up at Phoenix in an extremely challenging field and shows up with T14. So where I'm going is at the bottom of the 9K range in Brooks Kepka. And he finished T3 last week. And I know he was a defending champion. And I guess, maybe it's the starstruck, the moonlighting, whatever Kepka's doing out there that kind of gets him off. But at the Genesis, you've got a T38 and a T43 in 21 and 22. Could we take something out of what Kepka did last week? And do you think he wants to show up at Tiger's event and kind of like get it done?
I think that Brooks Kepka for the longest time had majors that were propping him up in the OWGR, and he hasn't won one in a while. And that's one thing, as much as he loves the majors, it's really pissing him off how much he's dropped in that. And that's going to cause him to actually pay attention to some of these events more than he has in the past, because I think he liked being in the top 10. He didn't really care about, the non-major events because he was winning a couple of those things or whatnot. But now that he hasn't won those in a couple of years, I think that you're going to start to see him pay attention to these events. Yes.
And that's where I'm going, right? Is it like, is this becoming because I understand we all understand what a major is, but really it's a mindset. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, you can treat any event as you want it to, as you approach it.
Yeah.
And a win is a win is a win. And if it starts to work on a different outcome, I don't know. Is there something there? Is there something not there? I think I like a little bit of Kepka here, just from the fact that there could be something. So, and as I referenced Hoagy earlier, so Scottie Scheffler, T20, T30, 21 and 20. Is it too much to expect a T5, a top 5 out of Scheffler at this event?
No,
I don't think so either. And if it, depending, I think it depends on the person that's picking and making the bet. Most people are going to be like, well, the chances of you following it up with something that's going to be, something respectable is, making the cut. Obviously, that counts. But something that, if you follow it up with something that's you now you've got me some points and you're scoring, then that's a maybe. I like everybody in the $9,000 range. I don't know. I would say start for me this week at $9,000 all the way to Jon Rahm. I think you got to start at the bottom of the list and you got to work your way up and figure out who you got money for.
Yeah, I agree.
8,000. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't long ago that Willie Z was in the $10,000 and better range.
Well, and I think he's mispriced because you look at the last two starts, it's second at the Farmers and it's sixth at the Amex. So he's not like he's been playing bad. I just think he's mispriced. I mean, that's why he's got 20% projected ownership. Like, holy cow, who the hell put him $8,800? You could put him at 9,700 and I'd be like, okay, that's about right.
Still fair.
Yeah.
Still fair.
He's definitely going in lineups. I agree with the 20%.
So obviously Spieth had a rough week last week. I mean, he had some good rounds, but he didn't fare well overall in the tournament, made the cut, but I don't know where are you heading? I know where I'm heading. And so are you surprised to see Willie Z at 20% and Bubba Watson at 11? Obviously we're, this is on Monday, so we're real early on where this is going to be. 3-time champion, Bubba Watson, left-hander, Masters champion. Maybe I'm building too much into the statistics, but I don't know. Statistics is a thing. So,
hey, I played him last week. I like Bubba. He's actually in good form right now. I think he's a definite play at 8,500 for 11.7% projected ownership. T14 last week. He was my one and done. And he played well at the Saudi event where HB3 won. It was close. It was almost going to go into a playoff there. And I like him. I like Sanjay. I like Willie Z. Yeah.
As do I. I think, again, I'm looking through the $8,000 range and I'm like, who am I skeptical about?
Finau.
Actually, I don't know,
Burns.
man. I think Finau could get here. I think, Burns, he was like, wasn't he second in 2022?
Yeah, he was, but he's just, I don't know. I don't know if he's hurt or something. He missed the last two cuts.
I understood. I would just say that there's something to be said for, this is another track record, man, that,
I agree. Yeah. I like him here. I just
third and 21, T23 and 20, Max Homa first, T5, T37, Adam Scott, T38 first and T7. It's,
you can go one more down.
Fitzpatrick. T5 and T30, Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's been rolling it well. Look at this. Look at Phoenix, T10, Pebble, T6. I mean, this guy's playing good golf and he likes hard courses.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree with you. Yeah, I think that, if I'm leaning towards a couple people here, well, I'm not leaning towards a couple. I'm leaning towards a lot. Again, I think this is one of the hardest picks that we've had. This is one of the hardest fields to pick all year. Obviously, it's a condensed field. But I think that there's a lot of good course history here. There's a lot of good recent results here. And yeah, this one's going to be a challenge for me, man. I don't know. Sanjay ranks out third in model rank. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm probably leaning at 8,600 and 8,500. Those are probably my two picks out of the $8,000 range, and Sanjay and Bubba Watson. Maybe one of those guys are my one and done this week.
I like Willie Z, and I like Fitzpatrick.
$7,000 range.
And actually, wait a minute here. Gooch as well. I thought he was in the 7,000, but I would not count him out as either.
I wouldn't count him out. I didn't. The numbers were pretty favorable. I think they were like 40-1 or something. I didn't take that. I don't know. Good track record here. Decent track record here, I should say. Before I get quoted on that, we get a nastygram. Not that we're going to get one, but in case we do. T12 and T10, 21 and 20. So, there's something. Yeah. Not to say, and he's playing really good. So
yeah.
All right, $7,000 range. Where are you heading? Because I put a few lineups in, and I've had to play a lot of $7,000 people.
Oh, have you?
Oh yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong with Russell Henley. Model rank 6 in this field, $7,900, 8.9% projected ownership. T33 at Phoenix, T14 at the Amex, second at the Sony. He's playing good golf. Do you have his recent history here? Or?
I do on Henley, T38, T17, and T44. So, so made cuts all day.
Yeah. Where you starting?
So I got to dig a little deeper into the. I'm picking a lefty, man. I'm starting at $7,100 in Robert McIntyre.
You like Hoagy too, right?
I do like Hoagy. I'm going to stay on the train. I think I'm going to ride the hot hand. And oddly enough, I'm probably going to go right above him at 7,100, just so I can save some money for up top. And I'm going to go Adam Hadwin at the Genesis, T26 and 75.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he makes the cut, I'm good to go. So I'm probably kind of going down that road. I think there's lots of other directions you could go. I don't know if I'm getting on the Thigala ban list yet, or bandwagon, just from the sense of, I don't know how he's going to handle the rebound that was the Patrick Cantlay torpedo.
Yeah.
What I do think is just a couple other guys, if I could mention. Already mentioned Hadwin. Noren played pretty well last week, and he's T12 and T59 here, so that could be some action there. But I'll leave it at that, just for the sake of time. But no, but my two guys, bottom of the pot. Oh, you know who else I was a little surprised about? Where's he at? I think he's in the $7,000 range, which I was
Kevin Na.
No. Nothing against Na. Where's is he out?
Who are you looking for?
Oh, I got him. Patrick Reed.
Yeah,
$7,400. Didn't play last year, T51 in 2020. And I think that this is, I think off the tee is going to be important. I think distance is going to be important. But I think approach shot and putting, and if it takes a couple people out, I mean, it may put him back in, from the sense of, he's going to be able to scramble and score and get in there. So I don't know, that's a maybe. I don't know what his ownership's going to be, but you probably have it in front of you. But that may be somewhere I go. Just hold
on.
Just because
3.8.
Yeah. So, I mean, at $7,400, I may go. I mean, I've got some Luke List in there. He's going to be probably double digits. McIntyre and Hadwin, they're probably going to be double digits, I would expect.
Yep.
So I may sprinkle in a little Reed here and there, just for the sake of Luke List is probably going to be, I may have just mentioned him. Hoagie's probably going to be double digits. So those are kind of the obvious ones. But yeah, I think, and I don't know, maybe a little Sergio here. Who are you liking?
I thought we went over it already. I said,
who don't you like?
I like Hoagy. I like Hoagy. I mean, there's a lot of people I don't like down here. So
are you put a little Frankie Molinari in there?
No, he played well here last year, right? But no.
T8. Yeah.
I like Henley. I like Henley. I like Na. And I like Hoagy. Yeah. And I'm with you with Reed and some of the other ones you said too. Yeah.
All right. So $6,000 range.
Yep. Who you like?
Charlie Hoffman said, as long as there's not a rules official, he's in. I think KH Lee's been on a little bit of a hot streak. So that's a maybe. Well, 2 out of his last 3, he's missed the cut. Had a pretty good showing at Phoenix, T5 in 2020 at the Genesis is Joel Damon. Matt Kuchar, I got some Cooch sprinkled around in there. Missed the cut last year, but T2 and T28 the previous years. Sebastian Munoz, I think he had a pretty good WM showing. I got to stay hot with Scott Stallings, man. He's been on a heater.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, playing some
So
Stallings. Yep.
I got Stallings and Rogers, and that's probably where I'm cutting it off at. Not to say that there's not a lot of good stuff down there, but I got to kind of stay focused as I keep drinking. So,
What about Mito?
Let's see. What's he done?
He missed the last 2 cuts, but he was T25 at Farmers, T29 at the RSM, T29 at Houston. Great approach, 12th in the field on approach here.
I just don't know. I don't know what's happening that he's missed those cuts.
Yeah, I know. Hell of a ball striker. Yep.
Doc Redman. He's making his not his debut, but he's showing up this week. He's got a not a good PGA track record here, but wasn't Dynamite on the bag for him there for
Yep.
Yeah, for the AM. Yeah, so maybe something there. Yeah, I mean, lots of different direction. Windham Clark actually plays really well here, T8 and T17 and 21 and 20. So yeah.
All right, let's do a lineup.
I gotta start dipping these strawberries and drinking that whiskey.
Where are we starting? Give me somebody in the $8,000 range. That's a lock.
Hold on. Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson, got him.
Hold on, I get my little deal pulled up here.
And you want to do a little lefty kind of thing? You said you wanted McIntyre?
Yeah, McIntyre. Yeah. Okay.
Now we got a lot more money to spend. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I want to go lefties and master champs. So well, there's another $8,000 Masters champion, mate, in the $8,000 range.
You want Scott?
Of course.
Okay.
We got a lot of money to spend. We have to shuffle on this one. Okay. All right. So let's go up top. Let's go. You want to pick 9,000 or 10,000? I mean, you can pick them both. I'm saying you want to start.
We don't have any left. We don't have any lefties or Masters champions in $10,000. So I guess we got one. We got one. We got DJ.
We got DJ. You want to go DJ?
He plays well. Let's go DJ.
Well, and don't forget, just because there's not a Masters champion, I think there's also something that he said for something that plays well at Augusta.
Yeah, I know.
Which I'm staring at a guy that's $9,100 in the $9,000 category because it's $9,100.
Let's go Cam Smith. And now we got you want to go KH?
Or you want to roll it and you want to go Damon.
He fits in well down in LA.
Yeah, I'm just saying, tops off, baby. Let's go Damon. You want to
go Damon? Yeah, sure. Why not?
I mean, course history is good. Recent results are, not horrible. We've left $100 on the table. I don't think there's anything scary about that. And I don't. Has Damon ever played the Masters?
I don't know. But he's good. He's good. We'll stick with him.
Yeah, we have faltered at the end of the run. So. All right. So one and dones. We'll get to some fun stuff in a minute. I know we've been chatting for a minute. Well, multiple minutes. One and done. Dan, congratulations, sir.
Oh,
you pulled ahead. Well, I don't know, pulled ahead, but what did you win another like $10,000 than I did?
No, you won last week.
Oh, you're right. I did. Hideki. Yeah, Hideki. Yeah. I actually thought, I was scared, man. I was afraid Hideki wasn't going to make the fucking cut. I thought he did not start out very well. I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. He did great. That was good. That was a good pull. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bubba did okay. Bubba was like a 14.
Bubba. So Hideki, $248,050. Bubba Watson, $133,250. So for this week, where are you hitting?
I'm going with the guy that's been on a hot streak lately. We talked about him just a few minutes ago. He is not expensive this week, and he's not in our lineup.
I know. I just looked at that and I'm like, you want to trade somebody out?
No, it's good.
Okay.
I'm going with $8,100, 13.8% projected ownership. He's 14th off the tee, 51st on approach, 51st in putting. T10 at last week, T6 at Pebble. Matthew Fitzpatrick. Ooh. I like it. He's on a roll, man. Playing really good. And he likes tough courses. He does.
I'm not arguing with you on that one. So I'm torn here, man. I'm torn like an old sweater. I'm torn like a cheap wrapper on a bourbon bottle is what I'm torn like, Dan. Half-assed. I don't know. You probably saw I dropped him in there. I dropped him in the thing. And both are multiple time winners and they love the golf course. One we've seen a little bit of, and he's playing pretty good. The other one, I don't know what he's been up to, maybe clearing his sinuses. But I'm thinking, where am I going to use one or the other at?
That's right. That's what you got to think.
And I think I'm going to go with a hot streak here. I'm going to go with, I could have just wrote the first name down because there's nobody else with that name. I'm going to go Bubba this week. I'm going to take an arrow out of your quiver and just see, can I actually make more money off of your last pick than you did? This is a duel search. I'll challenge you to a duel.
I love it. Yeah, it's a good pick.
I who knows? We may have a miscut. We have a 4-time champion at Riviera. I don't know. I hope they don't set everybody up with those Genesis. I hear the steering's a little squirrely.
Ooh,
it's a little squirrely. All right, so it's official. It's done. It's in the books. I'm surprised he didn't pick Theegala. I mean, he could have been coming back with a real.
That's a tough one to come back from. Yeah.
All those tears, he's got to be dehydrated, doesn't he?
I know. Yeah, that's a tough one to come back from. I think he's got great potential. I just think it's going to be a tough weeks for him.
It's early. It's early.
We've been talking about him for a while. We knew he was going to pop. Yeah,
it's early. All right, so let's see. Super Bowl. What do you think about the Super Bowl?
I thought it was fun. Not my two favorite teams to watch play, but good time. Halftime show was fun.
Before Miami makes it back.
Gosh, I know. I think you could tell, especially like in the third quarter, it's like these aren't the two best teams in the NFL right now. But yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Now I thought the defenses were fantastic. I'll say that I was not disappointed. I thought that I thought it was a good Super Bowl. I'm not going to say it was great, but right. I thought it was good. I thought it was entertaining. I thought that the run games for both teams absolutely pathetic. But does that say something for the front four of the of the opposing teams? Maybe. I thought the MVP or I'm going to say MVPs of the Super Bowl were the referees. There were a couple of calls that they kind of missed, but generally speaking, they let them play. I thought that both teams played pretty clean games and it wasn't a whistle contest. And that's what I was most excited about is we actually got to watch football. We didn't have to go on with a bunch of bullshit.
It was good.
This, that. Yeah. So
it moved.
It moved along. I thought it was good. And I'm not disappointed by either. Burrow's probably disappointed by that last pass he threw that inked the deal for the Rams, but I don't feel like anybody lost the game per se. And I feel like it just came down to little mistakes that and somebody won. I thought it was close all the way around, and I thought it was a good competitive game.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see.
We doing a trade copyright infringement already?
No, I'm placing my deed on the table. I'm going to take the Cardinals next year for the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Well, do you know why?
Is Brady coming out of retirement?
No, because
the Super Bowl's in.
It was Tampa last year, LA this year. Is it Arizona next year? Guess who's gonna win, Cal? WWE style.
Back to Arizona, hey.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a madhouse because it's always the same weekend as the Waste Management Open.
It's actually a good point. Brings us back to full circle where we were earlier.
Yeah. Let's see. So did you have a favorite commercial?
I like the Mike Myers, Austin Powers thing.
Oh, that was good. That was
good.
What
about you?
Come on, man. Kingpin, baby.
Oh, Kingpin was good too.
He walks into the room. Yeah, I mean, and I think they could have set it up better. Who'd you had Peyton, you had Serena, you had Kepka. And so I guess there's more coming to the Kepka because I only saw 2 of those commercials. You had the entry one, and then you had Kepka at the bar ordering the Mick Ultra. So are they insinuating that Kepka is now a bigger sports star than Peyton Manning? Is that what they were insinuating?
No, I don't think so.
Because that ain't true. Hey, that shit ain't true.
No, but I'd say I would think he's probably a bigger ambassador for Michelob Ultra, though, right?
No, I don't. I've never seen
the crap out of it. Yeah,
Peyton's a bourbon guy. I mean, he ain't drinking no. I mean, he's drinking Coors, and he ain't drinking no damn Michelob Ultra. So no, mine was definitely the Kingpin. I wonder how many people actually, because Kingpin's, how old do you think Kingpin is? Like the movie,
mid-90s,
25, 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering how many people actually knew. And is it ELO? Is that who Electric Light Orchestra? I think it's ELO.
I'm not sure.
Like she blew into
96.
96. Okay. So we're all right. So we're there. I wonder how many people watching the Super Bowl, 1, have ever heard that song, and 2, actually knew that was like a Kingpin riff.
I don't know.
But I thought that was a great commercial. I just thought everything, when he's like got the ball, he's like blowing the kid. He's like, he's totally Bill Murraying that all day long, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Except he doesn't really look like, he could have let the comb over grow out a little bit. So he could have done or give him a fake one and let him, okay. He can do a comb over for sure. So he should have grown that shit out, or at least put something on there. No, I thought it was good.
It's a good time. That was fun. Yeah.
So did you watch the Righteous Gemstones yet?
Not yet. I got to. I need to do that.
You got to get into that.
Yeah, I'm going to get it on it. Yeah, I just didn't have time over the last week to do it. But it's on the list.
Get your Gideons out when you do, because you may need to say something about it. Yeah, you may need to put a little hand on it when you do it. a little awkward.
It's on my list. It's on my list. Yeah, that's going to be good.
What else, man?
No, I think we're good. I'm excited about this. This is the big time. This is like, this is a huge field. It's the real deal.
I think Tiger is actually going to take this, and I know TPC, the Players Championship, wants to be the next major. I think Tiger's actually going to take the Genesis to the next major, because I think that he's going to be able to coin this, and it's going to be. Think about it. Think about this. Think about the Saudi League and all the things that are having Norman and all these people that are trying to do what they've done, right? And Greg's got the Shark's got his own line of clothing and all this stuff. Imagine if Tiger Woods pulled a McMahon and said, "I'm going to start my own major. I'm going to start. I've created a golf tournament that's an invitational, which Augusta National was created as, and still is, an invitational. The Masters Championship is an invitational golf tournament that is a major." And think about the beer cans, and think about the right. I mean, think about think about all that stuff that's happening. If Tiger Woods actually puts a stamp of approval on a historic course like Riviera Country Club, and says, "We're going to create, I'm going to be the new age, the current life Bobby Jones, and I'm going to create my own major, and people are going to show up and play it, and they already are. Don't get me wrong, but I want it to be accepted as a major. So now you're going to have 5.
That's a tough one to pull off, but yeah.
I mean, who else could do it other than
Nobody
him?
else could do it. No.
Who else could do it?
Nobody
Current state of golfers. Who else could do it? Phil Mickelson? Any chance? I don't think so. I mean, Jack, but Jack hasn't tried to do it. But I think that's not nostalgia, but that's for just, it's rooted in, this is what it is. It would be like saying, well, we're going to have 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one. I don't know. I think it's gonna get interesting though. That's for sure.
You think he's going to go down that road?
He might.
I'm excited to see who talks about this after next week. to see what other podcasts start talking about Tiger created. I haven't heard this take yet. I haven't heard it, but I'm excited to see who takes the take.
Well, they already say that Riviera is a major style. Like it's got that kind of like playability.
I totally agree that it does, but I haven't heard anybody. I've heard a lot of people talk about the Players Championship
being the major,
being the 5th major. I don't really hear people talking about the LA Open being a major championship.
And I just want to go on the record. We got to go here in a minute. I know we do. That we believe the WM Open should be the 5th major. I almost made you spill it.
Get out of here.
Oh,
all right. Happy betting.
Cheers.